Good morning, children. So we will start now. Economics is over for you for the 10th class. Economics books I have completed all the 4 chapters for you up till globalization. Next we'll move to the economic democratic politics. In the democratic politics, let us move to the first chapter, that is the power sharing. So everywhere we all are working, we all are doing one or the other things in order to enjoy the power in the life, in order to have in order to raise our income, we are going to work, right? So what is meant by power sharing? So this is a very important. What do you mean by the power sharing? That we are going to learn in this chapter. What is power and why power is needed and why it should be shared with the people? That is also very important, right? When you have got the power, why you prefer to share it with the others? Why it is so necessary for the sharing of power with the others? That we are going to study in this chapter called the power sharing. So in order to understanding the power sharing, here there are 2 case studies which have been given to you. The first one is the Belgium case study, and the second one is the Sri Lankan case study of the power sharing. Let us see how they have dealt with the problem of the power sharing, right? Now let us see. I have a simple equation in mind. Sharing power is equal to dividing power is equal to weakening the country. Why do you start by talking this? So here they are saying that sharing the power means dividing the power. Dividing the power means weakening the country. Is it so? Are we weakening the country by sharing the power? Is it going to happen so? Let us see what is that one. So let us start first with the Belgium case study, right? Belgium is a small country in Europe, smaller in area than the state of Haryana. It has borders with the France, Netherlands, Germany and Luxembourg. So that you have to keep in mind. What is a Belgium? Belgium, it is a very small country and it is the very smaller in area than that of the Haryana. From in our India, Haryana is a small state compared to the other states. Haryana is a small state, and from that Goa is the very smallest state in India, but Haryana is also a smallest state here. And you can compare the Belgium, even though it is a country, but it is the in area wise it is less than the Haryana. So let us see what borders it shares. As India shares the borders with the Pakistan, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, Nepal, Myanmar, right? Like this it shares China. With all these different countries, India is sharing the border. In the same way, Belgium also shares its border. Very important 1 mark question. Please students underline it. It has the borders with what? France, Luxembourg, Germany and Netherlands. 2 with 4 countries the Belgium is sharing the borders. First one is the France, the Netherlands, Germany and the Luxembourg. So these are the 4 countries. This is very important 1 mark question. With which the Belgium country shares its borders. So bordering countries of the Belgium. What are the bordering countries of the Belgium? That are the France, Netherlands, Germany and Luxembourg. Neighboring countries also same, border countries also same. Next one, it has a population of little more over 1 crore and half of the population about the Haryana. So our population, Haryana population is more than 2 crores and its half of population is here more than 1 crore. It is having the population little more than the 1 crore. This Belgium is having the population. The ethnic composition of this small country is very complex. Of the country's total population, 59% lives in the Flemish region and speaks Dutch language, and 40% and Dutch language. Another 40% people live in Wallonia region and speak French. Remaining 1% of the Belgians speak German. So here what happens, 59%, here you can see the yellow color, that is the Flemish region. You just see in the map here. communities and regions of Belgium. This is the Belgium map. Half is yellow, half is red. You concentrate now in yellow color. Right, here you can see how many percent of the people are living. 59% of the people are living where? In Flemish region. That is the yellow color here you are seeing. And what they are speaking? They are the Dutch speaking people. And another 45% of the people. See the red color region. That is the 40% people. They are living in the Wallonia region. And what they are speaking? French speaking. And how much percentage of the population is there? 40% of the population is there. In the yellow color region, it is the Flemish region. And how many percentage of population is living? 59% of the population is living. And what they are speaking? They are speaking the Dutch. Here in the red color region, the region name is Wallonia region. And what language they are speaking? French language they are speaking. Remaining 1% of the people, they speak the Belgians speak German language. So remaining 1%, you can see at the red area with the lines, that is the 1% people. And what they are speaking? They are speaking the German language. Now let us come to the next point. Belgium, in the capital city Brussels, here you can see the orange color, small one structure, the orange color it is the capital city. So very important, one more question. What is the capital city of Belgium? Brussels. Tell me with me once again, it is Brussels. The capital city of Belgium is Brussels. How India's capital city is? Delhi. Belgium capital city is the Brussels, right? In this orange color, you have to concentrate in the map. There is small one orange color, concentrate there. Here what is happening? Brussels, 80% people speak French. In the capital city, which is the heart of the city, what happens here? 80% people are speaking the French language. 20% people are speaking the Dutch language. So in the whole country, who are in maximum? Dutch speaking people are maximum. French speaking people are the minimum. Minimum is 40%. But what happens in the capital city? It is quite opposite. Right, quite opposite or the contrast scene we are seeing. In the capital city Brussels, how many percentage? 80% people are speaking the French, 20% people speak the Dutch language. So in the whole country, what? There are Dutch speaking people, 59% people speaking Dutch people, they are the majority, and 40% people who are speaking the French are in the minority. But what happens in the capital city? 80% people are speaking the French, they are in the majority. 20% Dutch speaking people are in minority. This is happening in the capital city. The minority French speaking community was relatively rich and powerful. So this 40% of the what French speaking people are, how they are rich and they are powerful also. This was resented by the Dutch speaking community who got the benefit of the economic development. So what happened? Only these French speaking people were able to have the economic development and education much later. So economic development and education for Dutch speaking people, they got it very much later. Whereas the French speaking people, they enjoyed the economic development as well as the education because they were rich and they were powerful. This led to the tensions between the Dutch speaking community and the French speaking community during 1950s and 1960s. The tension between the two communities was more acute in Brussels. Brussels was presented a special problem. The Dutch-speaking people constituted a majority in the country but a minority in the capital. So what happened? This led to the tension. when one language speaking community is in majority and another language speaking people are in minority, what happens? There is a tension, there is a conflict between the two communities, and that we saw it in the Belgium. French speaking people were in the minority and Dutch speaking people were in the majority, but in the capital city it was opposite. What happened here? Dutch speaking people were in the minority and French speaking people were in the majority in the capital city. So the tensions, the conflicts, the fights started between the Dutch speaking people and the French speaking people. Let us compare to the situation in another country. Sri Lanka is an island nation just a few kilometers off the southern coast of the Tamil Nadu. So Sri Lanka is our neighboring country. It is just some kilometers off the southern coast of the Tamil Nadu. It has about 2 crore population. What is the population? About same as in Haryana. Our Haryana's population is also 2 crore and our Sri Lanka population is also 2 crore population. Like other nations in the South Asia region, Sri Lanka has a diverse population. So Sri Lanka also has a diverse population, means there also people speak in the different languages. The major social groups are the Sinhala speakers. So what language they are speaking? Sinhala. And how much they are? 74%. And the Tamil speakers 18%. Among the Tamils there are 2 subgroups are there. Tamil natives of the country are called the Sri Lankan Tamils. They are 13%. The rest whose forefathers came from India as plantation workers during the colonial period are called the Indian Tamils. So in the Tamilian group, in the Tamil speaking people also there are 2 groups. One is the Sri Lankan Tamils and another one are the Indian Tamils who went there, who were taken over by the British government as the laborers, where to the Sri Lanka. They were made to work in the plantations, rubber plantations, tea plantations, coffee plantations. There they were forced to work as the laborers. So they got settled there only and they are called the Indian Tamils. So in the Sri Lanka there were 2 groups. One was the Sinhala speakers and another one was the Tamil speakers. Sinhala speakers, they were about 74% and Tamil speakers were only about 18%. So again there also started the conflict between the Tamil speakers as well as the Sinhala speakers. Right, next one. As you can see from the map, Sri Lankan Tamils are concentrated in the north and east of the country. Most of the Sinhala speaking people are the Buddhists, while most of the Tamils are Hindus or Muslims. There are about 7% Christians who are both Tamil and Sinhala. So most of the Sinhala speakers, they are from the Sinhalese, they are Buddhists, right, and they speak the language called the Sinhalese, right. What happened here? And the rest of them who are Tamil speakers, they are either the Hindus or Muslims. 7% are both Hindus, Muslims, or 7% are Tamilians, and Sinhala are from the Christian community. So you can see that there are different caste people also involved. One is the Buddhist, some are the Hindus, some are the Muslims, and some are Christians also. Now let us see, Dutch community could take the advantage of its numeric majority and force its will on the French and German speaking population. This would push the conflict among the communities further. This could lead a very messy partition of the country. Both the sides would claim control over Brussels. In Sri Lanka, the Sinhala community enjoyed an even bigger majority and could impose its will on the entire country. So now what happened? Dutch community took the advantage of the numbers because they were more and forced the French community and German speaking population to follow whatever they were ordering, whatever the decisions they had taken, they made it to follow whom? For the French and the German speaking people. And same thing here in the Tamil Nadu, the most were what? They were Sinhala speakers, so they forced whom? They forced the other country people, they forced the Tamil speaking people to follow the orders what the Sinhala group used to make. So this was the thing, this led to the conflicts between the two different language speaking communities. ಡು ಯು ಅಗ್ರಿ? ನೀವು ಒಪ್ಕೋತೀರೇನ್ರಿ? ಒಬ್ರು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮೇಲೆ ಆರ್ಡರ್ಸ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ನೀವು ಅದನ್ನು ಫಾಲೋ ಮಾಡಂದ್ರೆ ಡು ಯು ಅಗ್ರಿ ಇಟ್? ನೋ, ನಾಟ್ ಅಟ್ ಆಲ್, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ನಾಟ್ ವರ್ಕಿಂಗ್ ಅಂಡರ್ ದೆಮ್. It is the country, in the country each and every citizen has equal rights, whether he may be from the different caste, different creed, different sex, different religion, different region also. For everyone the constitution is the same, the rules and regulations are the same. In India it is like that only. Prime minister ಇರಲಿ, ಚೀಫ್ ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಇರಲಿ, ಯಾವುದೇ ಜಾತಿಯಿಂದ ಬರಲಿ, ಯಾವುದೇ ಕುಲದಿಂದ ಬರಲಿ, ಯಾವುದೇ ಗೋತ್ರದಿಂದ ಬರಲಿ, ಅವ್ರ ಹೆಣ್ಣು ಇರ್ಬೋದು ಅಥವಾ ಗಂಡು ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಏನಿದೆ ರೀ? ನ್ಯಾಯ ಸಮನಾಗಿ ಇದೆ, ಯಾರು ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಇಲ್ಲ, ಯಾರು ಕಡಿಮೆನೂ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಬಟ್ ವಾಟ್ ವಾಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪನಿಂಗ್ ದೇರ್? ಯಾರು ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಜನ ಇದ್ದಾರೋ ಅವ್ರು ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾಯಿದ್ರು, ಯಾರು ಜನ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ಪರ್ಸೆಂಟೇಜ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಪೀಪಲ್ ಹೂ ಆರ್ ಇನ್ ಲೆಸ್, ಅವ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾಯಿದ್ರು? ತಮ್ಮ ರೂಲ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ರೆಗ್ಯುಲೇಷನ್, ತಾವು ಮಾಡಿದಂಥ ರೂಲ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ರೆಗ್ಯುಲೇಷನ್ಸ್ನ ಫಾಲೋ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಪ್ರೆಷರ್ನ ಹಾಕ್ತಾಯಿದ್ರು, ಒತ್ತಾಯವನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾಯಿದ್ರು. ದಟ್ ಶುಡ್ ನಾಟ್ ಎಟ್ ಆಲ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪನ್, ಬಟ್ ಇಟ್ ವಾಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪನಿಂಗ್. So majoritarianism in Sri Lanka. So there were majoritarianism, how it happened in Sri Lanka. Let us see. Sri Lanka emerged as an independent country in 1948. The leaders of the Sinhala community sought to secure dominance over government by virtue of their majority. As a result, the democratically elected government adopted a series of majoritarian measures to establish Sinhala supremacy. Even though we say that there is a democracy in that country, but what they were doing, they wanted to have the Sinhala supremacy. Sinhala supremacy. So for that reason, what they did, they brought so many majoritarian measures to establish the Sinhala supremacy. Underline it, it is a very important 3 marks question. Please children, get by heart with me, by heart the points with me only, now only in the class, because this is very important 3 marks question, and sometimes it may be asked for 5 marks also. It is very important question. Just concentrate with me and by heart the points. In 1956, an act was passed to recognize Sinhala as the only official language, thus discarding Tamil. So illen madidri, in 1956 they had passed an act. In that act they said that Sinhala is only the official language and thus discarding the Tamil. ತಮಿಳನ್ನು ಅಫಿಷಿಯಲ್ ಲ್ಯಾಂಗ್ವೇಜಿಂದ ತೆಗೆದು ಹಾಕಿದ್ರು. ಓನ್ಲಿ ಸಿನ್हाला is the official language. For that they passed one act. Which act? 1956 act. Very important 1 mark question. What is that act name? In 1956 they passed an act and they said that Sinhala is the only official language and thus discarding the Tamil language. But in India it is not like that. Even though Hindi we are considering it as a national language, we have the English also as an official language, we have Hindi also as the official language. In Karnataka we have Kannada as the official language. In Andhra Pradesh Telugu as the official language. In Tamil you have the Tamil as the official language. Like that we have to do, because it should benefit the local people, but it was not like that here. The governments followed preferential policies that favored Sinhala applicants for the university positions and government jobs. So the government followed preferential policies. It made policies in such a way that the university positions and high positions, applications for university positions and government jobs were reserved only for whom? For the Sinhala, right? Not for the others. right? Here they had Sinhala applicants were only allowed for the university jobs, university positions, and for the government jobs. So this is the second point. Third point, a new constitution stipulated that the state shall protect and foster Buddhism. So they had started a new constitution, and in that what they said that the state shall protect and foster means it will expand the Buddhism in the country. In our country we don't have any rational religion, and we don't protect or we don't boost the our religion. But here what they have done here, even though Hindus are in majority in India, but we don't boost the Hinduism. But here what they are telling that a new constitution was stipulated, and it shall protect and it shall foster the Buddhism. It will take the Buddhism to the next level. It will expand the Buddhism in the country. Like this they had made the 3 points, 3 features, right? What are to have the to establish the Sinhala supremacy. Once again I will repeat it. First point, in 1956 an act was passed to recognize Sinhala as the official language and thus discarding the Tamil. Second point, the governments followed the preferential policies that favored Sinhala applicants for what? For the university positions and for the government jobs. Third one, a new constitution they had formulated or they had stipulated that state that it shall protect and foster, means it shall expand what? Buddhism. So because of these 3 points, what happened to the Tamil speakers in the Sri Lanka? Let us see what happened. All these government measures coming one after the other gradually increased the feeling of alienation among the Sri Lankan Tamils. ಏಲಿಯನೇಷನ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏಲಿಯನ್ಸ್ ಗತ್ಲೆ ಟ್ರೀಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ದಂಗೆ ಆತ್ರಿ ಅವರಿಗೆ. ಅವರು ಅದ ದೇಶನಾಗೆ ಹುಟ್ಟಿ ಬೆಳೆದ್ರು ಕೂಡ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಏನು ಅನ್ನಿಸ್ಲಿಕ್ಕತ್ತಂದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಒಬ್ಬರು ಫಾರಿನರ್ ಅದೀವೇನೋ ಅಥವಾ ಬೇರೆ ಗ್ರಹದಿಂದ ಬಂದು ಬಿದ್ದೀವೇನೋ ಅನ್ನೋ ಲೆಕ್ಕಕ್ಕೆ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಏನಾತ್ರಿ ಫೀಲಿಂಗ್ ಬರ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಶುರು ಆಯಿತು. ಸೊ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಫೀಲಿಂಗ್ ದೇ ಆರ್ ಕಾಲಿಂಗ್ ಇಟ್ ಆಸ್ ಅ feeling of alienation. Among whom? Among the Sri Lankan Tamils. They felt that none of the major political parties led by the Buddhist Sinhala leaders was sensitive to their language and culture. Right? They felt that what? Buddhist Sinhala leaders was not sensitive to prosper their language, to prosper their culture. ಅವ್ರ ಕಲ್ಚರ್ನ ಬೆಳೆಸಲಿಕ್ಕೆ, ಅವ್ರ ಲ್ಯಾಂಗ್ವೇಜನ್ನು ಬೆಳೆಸಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಅವ್ರು ಏನೂ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಅದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಅವರೇನು ಕ್ರಮ ತಗೊಳ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿಬಿಟ್ಟು ಬುದ್ಧಿಸ್ಟ್ ಸಿನ್ಹಾಲ ಲೀಡರ್ಸ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಅವ್ರಿಗೇನಾತ್ರಿ ದೆ ಫೆಲ್ಟ್ ವೆರಿ ಡಿಸ್ಅಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್. They felt that the constitution and government policies denied them equal political rights, discriminated against them in getting jobs and other opportunities, and ignored their interest. Yes, ಇದು ಸ್ವಾಭಾವಿಕ, ಅದು ಅನ್ಸತ್ರಿ. When you are done like this, when something partiality goes in the school, how you come up with the protest. You start telling miss cheating ಆಗೈತ್ರಿ, ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಫೇವರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಯಾರಿ, ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಮಾಡ್ಯಾರಿ, ಒಂದು ಆಟದಾಗ ಏನಾರ ಒಂದು ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಕಡಿಮೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ರು ವಾಟ್ ಯು ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಚೀಟಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡ್ಯಾರಿ, ಅದನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ಯಾರಿ, ಇದನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ಯಾರ. ಯು ಕಮ್ ಅಪ್ ವಿತ್ ಸೋ ಮೆನಿ ವಾಟ್ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಸೇ so many words you come up with so many points. You tell ಇದಾಗಬಾರ್ದೈತ್ರಿ, ಅದಾತ್ರಿ, ಇದಾತ್ರಿ, you come up. No, same thing was happening. ಅವ್ರು ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋದರೂ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಈಕ್ವಾಲಿಟಿ ಇಲ್ಲೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಪೊಲಿಟಿಕಲ್ ರೈಟ್ಸ್ ಡಿನೈ ಮಾಡಿದರು. ದೇ ವರ್ ಡಿಸ್ಕ್ರಿಮಿನೇಟೆಡ್ ವೇರ್ ಇನ್ ಗೆಟಿಂಗ್ ದ ಜಾಬ್ಸ್. ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಜಾಬ್ಸ್ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಅಪಾರ್ಚುನಿಟೀಸ್ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಅವ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಒಂದು ಅಪಾರ್ಚುನಿಟೀಸ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಮತ್ತು ಅವ್ರ ಕಾಸ್ಟನ್ನು ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟಾಗಿ ಏನು ಮಾಡಿದರು, ನೆಗ್ಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು, ಇಗ್ನೋರ್ ಮಾಡಿದರು. So if this is happening, is there the conflict will be there or not? Yes, definitely the conflicts will be there when their interests are not considered, when the opportunities for those people are not considered, when their political rights has been taken up. So what happens? As a result, the relations between the Sinhala and the Tamil communities strained over time. Strained ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಪೂರ್ತಿ ಹಾಳಾಗಿ ಹೋಯಿತು, ಹಳ್ಳನ ಹಿಡಿತು. The Sri Lankan Tamils launched parties and struggles for the recognition of Tamil as an official language for regional autonomy and equality of opportunity in securing education and jobs. So what they started the Sri Lankan Tamils launched their own parties. They started the struggles for the recognition of Tamil as an national official language and also to have the regional autonomy. ಈ ರೀಜನ್ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಬಿಡ್ರಿ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಆಳ್ತೀವಿ, ನಾವು ನೋಡ್ಕೋತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತೀವಿ. And also equality in the opportunity in securing education and jobs. Education ಮತ್ತು ಜಾಬ್ಸ್ ಸಿಗಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ನಮಗೂ ಅವಕಾಶ ಕೊಡ್ರಿ. Equally you have to give the preference for us also. But their demand for more autonomy to provinces populated by the Tamils was repeatedly denied. They were not given regional autonomy. ಈ ರೀಜನ್ದಾಗ ನಾವು ವಾಸ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ನಮಗೆ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಕೊಡ್ರಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ they were not ready for that. But their demand was what? Denied again and again. By 1980s, several political organizations were formed demanding an independent Tamil Eelam state in northern and eastern parts of Sri Lanka. So what now they demanded? We want a separate country or the separate state where only the Tamilians will live in the northern and eastern parts of the Sri Lanka. The distrust between the two communities turned into widespread conflict. It too soon turned into a civil war. Underline it. What were the results of civil war and what is a civil war? The civil war, what is the meaning of the civil war? 1 mark question. What are the results of civil war? 3 marks question. So first 1 mark question ನೋಡೋಣ್ರಿ. What is a civil war? The distrust ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಂಬಿಕೆ ಇಲ್ಲ, ನಂಬಿಕೆ ಕಳ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರು. ಯಾರು? ಸಿನ್ಹಾಲಾಸ್, ಬುದ್ಧಿಸ್ಟ್ ಫಾಲೋವರ್ಸ್. ದೇ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್. ಬುದ್ಧಿಸಮ್ ಫಾಲೋ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದೇ ಅಹಿಂಸಾ ಮಾಡಬೇಡ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಹೇಳ್ಯಾನ ಬುದ್ಧ. ಇವ್ರು ಏನು ಮಾಡತ್ತಾರ್ರಿ? ಹಿಂಸಾಕ ಇವ್ರು ಏನು ಮಾಡಿದರು? ಪ್ರಚೋದನೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟರು. ಬುದ್ಧ ಯಾವತ್ತೂ ಇದನ್ನು ಹೇಳಿಲ್ರಿ. ಬುದ್ಧನ ಫಾಲೋವರ್ಸೇ ಇದನ್ನು ಮಾಡಾಕತ್ತಾರ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಇಮ್ಯಾಜಿನ್ ಹೌ ಫುಲಿಶ್ ದೀಸ್ ಪೀಪಲ್ ಆರ್. But they have done it in the Sri Lanka. What happened? It created the distrust between the two communities and it turned to widespread conflict. It soon turned into civil war. So what are the results of civil war? Let us see. As a result, thousands of people of both the communities have been killed. See, Buddhism doesn't encourage the himsa, violence, but what happened? These Buddhist followers, what they did? They killed the thousands of people. Next, what happened? Many families were forced to leave the country as refugees and many more lost their livelihoods. So what they did? They started burning their houses, burning their city, burning their villages, making the families to run off the country and making many of them to force them to leave the country, and many families lost their livelihoods because their rickshaws were burnt, their farm was burnt, their house was burnt, like that their shops were burnt. Because of that they lost their livelihood. Sri Lanka's excellent record of economic development, education and health, but the civil war has caused a serious terrible setback to the social, cultural and economic life of the country. It ended in 2009. So what happened? There started a civil war and that has caused what? Terrible setback to what? To the social, cultural and economic life of the country. Right? Because Sri Lanka had seen it has made the excellent record. It has made excellent record of the roads, excellent record in the economic development, education and health. Even though Sri Lanka has made an excellent record in the field of the health, in the field of the roads, in the field of the education, but what happened? Because of the civil war, it went around a terrible setback happened to the social, cultural and also economic life of the country. When did this civil war end? The civil war got ended in the year 2009. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಜಗಳ ಕಾನ್ಫ್ಲಿಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ನೆವರ್ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಯು ಇನ್ ದ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಡೆವಲಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಕಂಟ್ರಿ. ಡೆವಲಪ್ಮೆಂಟಿಗೆ ಎಂದು ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಮಾಡಂಗಿಲ್ರಿ. ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತೈತ್ರಿ ಇದು? ಎಕನಾಮಿಕಲಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಇಂಡಿಯಾನ ತೊಗೊಂಡು ಶ್ರೀಲಂಕಾನ ತೊಗೊಂಡು ಹೋಗಿ ಮತ್ತೆ ಏನಾತ್ರಿ ಇದು ಎಕನಾಮಿಕಲಿ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ವರ್ಡ್ ಕಂಟ್ರಿ ಆಯಿತು because of the civil war. And when this civil war got ended in the year 2009 in Sri Lanka. Remember it, when it got ended in the year 2009 in Sri Lanka. So next one, here it is there in the glossary. What is civil war? A violent conflict opposing groups within a country that becomes so intense that it appears like a war. So you have seen thousands of people got killed. So how it was? It was just like a war, a violent conflict between opposing groups within a country that becomes so intense that it appears like a war. So this is the meaning of the civil war. Next one is the accommodation in Belgium. So how they came to the solution, where you had seen that in the Belgium 59% were French speaking, for Dutch speaking 59% of the population were Dutch speaking, 40% of the population were French speaking. But in the capital city, what happened? It was the opposite, right? Opposite scene was there. What was there? 80% were French speaking, 20% were Dutch speaking. So how now they solved the problem in the Belgium? The Belgium leaders took a different path. They recognized the existence of regional differences and cultural diversity. Between 1970 and 1993, they amended their constitution 4 times so as to work out an arrangement that would enable everyone to live together within the same country. The arrangement they worked out is different from any other country and is very innovative. Here are some of the elements of the Belgian model. So what happened here in 1970 to 1993, they saw what they saw. They recognized, the government recognized that there are regional diversity, there are regional differences, there are cultural differences, there are social differences. So that should be solved, that should not be increased, it should be decreased. For that sake, what they did, 4 times they amended the constitution in Belgium. How many times? Very important 1 mark question. How many times they have amended the Belgium constitution? 4 times they have amended. Amended ಅಂದರೆ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಮಾಡಿದರು laws and rules and regulations. And it was very innovative. Innovative ಅಂದರೆ ತುಂಬ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಹೊಸದಾಗಿ ಹೊಸದ ರೂಪ ವೇಷಗಳಿಂದ ತುಂಬಿಕೊಂಡು ಬಂದಿತ್ತು. ಯಾವ್ದ್ರಿ? Constitution. So let us see what is there in the Belgian model of constitution. What are the elements of the Belgian model of constitution? Another important 3 marks question. Explain the Belgian model of accommodation, right? Let us see what is the Belgian model. Constitution prescribes that the number of Dutch and French speaking ministers shall be equal in the central government. So constitution here it is telling that there will be equal number of ministers, whether they may be of the Dutch speaking or French speaking, the ministers number should be equal. ಫ್ರೆಂಚ್ ಸ್ಪೀಕಿಂಗ್ ಪೀಪಲ್ 50 ಮಂದಿ ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಅದಾರ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಡಚ್ ಸ್ಪೀಕಿಂಗ್ ಪೀಪಲ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ಮಂದಿ ಇರಬೇಕ್ರಿ? 50 ಮಂದಿನೇ ಇರಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಇನ್ ದ ಗವರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ದೇರ್ ಶುಡ್ ಬಿ ಬೋತ್ ಶುಡ್ ಬಿ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಇನ್ ನಂಬರ್. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಒನ್, some special laws require the support of majority of members from each linguistic group. Thus no community can make decisions unilaterally. ಸೊ 3 ಕಮ್ಯುನಿಟಿ 2 ಕಮ್ಯುನಿಟಿಯಿಂದ ಏನು ತೊಗೋಬೇಕ್ರಿ? ಲಿಂಗ್ವಿಸ್ಟಿಕ್ ಕಮ್ಯುನಿಟಿಯಿಂದ ದೇ ಶುಡ್ ಟೇಕ್ ದ ಡಿಸಿಷನ್ಸ್ ಯೂನಿಲ್ಯಾಟ್ರಲಿ. ಇಬ್ರದ್ದು ಡಿಸಿಷನ್ ಎಸ್ ಇತ್ತಂದ್ರೆ ದ ಡಿಸಿಷನ್ ಶುಡ್ ಬಿ ಪಾಸ್ಡ್. ಒಬ್ರ ಡಿಸಿಷನ್ ಎಸ್, ಒಬ್ರ ಡಿಸಿಷನ್ ನೋ ಇತ್ತಂದ್ರೆ ದ ಡಿಸಿಷನ್ ಕೆನಾಟ್ ಬಿ ಟೇಕನ್, ಕೆನಾಟ್ ಬಿ ಪಾಸ್ಡ್. ಇಬ್ಬರು ನೋ ಇತ್ತಂದ್ರೆ ಡಿಸಿಷನ್ ಕೆನಾಟ್ ಬಿ passed. Do you understand? Dutch speaking people ನವರು ಎಸ್ ಅಂದು, ಫ್ರೆಂಚ್ ಸ್ಪೀಕಿಂಗ್ ಪೀಪಲ್ ನವ್ರು ನೋ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಆ ಡಿಸಿಷನ್ನ ನೋ ಅಂತನ ಹೇಳಬೇಕು. ಫ್ರೆಂಚ್ ಸ್ಪೀಕಿಂಗ್ ಪೀಪಲ್ನವ್ರು ಎಸ್ ಅಂದರು, ಡಚ್ ಸ್ಪೀಕಿಂಗ್ ಪೀಪಲ್ನವ್ರು ಎಸ್ ಅಂದಾಗ ಮಾತ್ರ ದಟ್ ಡಿಸಿಷನ್ ಶುಡ್ ಬಿ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ಡ್ ಆ್ಯಸ್ ದ ಫೈನಲ್ ಡಿಸಿಷನ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಇಟ್ ಶುಡ್ ಬಿ ಪಾಸ್ಡ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್. ಡು ಯು ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ನಾವು? ಇಬ್ಬರು ಹೂ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ಡಿಸಿಷನ್ಸ್ ತೊಗೋಬಹುದು. ಯೂನಿಲ್ಯಾಟ್ರಲಿ ಎನಿ ಸಿಂಗಲ್ ಮೆಜಾರಿಟಿ ಕೆನಾಟ್ ಟೇಕ್ ದ ಡಿಸಿಷನ್. ಇಟ್ ಶುಡ್ ಬಿ ಬೋತ್ ದ ಕಮ್ಯುನಿಟೀಸ್ ಲೀಡರ್ಸ್, ದೇ ಶುಡ್ ಸಿಟ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದೇ ಶುಡ್ ಸೇ yes, then only the decision can be taken in the country. Many powers of the central government have been given to the state governments of the two regions of the country. The state governments are not subordinate to the central government. State government naru, they are not subordinate to the central government. Many decisions who can take, state governments can take. Now if the school opening decision the central government has given to the state government only. State governments can take the decision of opening the schools, right, reopening of the schools and a lot of health issues also. It has given many of the things, removing the new hospitals, right, removing the purchasing new buses, making the roads. It has given lot of, now the decisions are given to whom? To the state governments. Now the central government is not the top government, and it is not necessary that always the state government should be the subordinate to the central government. Central government ಹೇಳಿದ ಮಾತನ್ನ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಪಾಲಿಸ್ಬೇಕಂತೇನಿಲ್ರಿ. ಭಾಳಷ್ಟು ಡಿಸಿಷನ್ಸ್ ಇವಾಗ ಸೆಂಟ್ರಲ್ ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಏನು ಮಾಡೈತಿ, ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟಿಗೆ ತೊಗೊಳ್ಳೋಕ್ಕೆ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಕೊಟ್ಟೈತಿ. ಇಫ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟೇಬಲ್ ಫಾರ್ ದ ಕಂಟ್ರಿ ಪೀಪಲ್, ಫಾರ್ ದ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಪೀಪಲ್, then you can take the decisions. Brussels has a separate government in which both the communities have equal representation. Now Brussels, there is one separate government ನೀವು ಮಾಡಿಬಿಡ್ರಿ ಅಲ್ರಿ, ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲ್ ಸಿಟಿನ Brussels. Now it is having a separate government, and in which the two communities, Dutch speaking community, French speaking community, has equal number, equal representation, equal number of ministers are found. Where in the Brussels, where there are Dutch speaking ministers 20 ಇದ್ರಂದ್ರೆ French speaking ministers ಎಷ್ಟಿರ್ತಾರೆ, 20 equal representation of the ministers. Next, the French speaking people accepted equal representation in Brussels because the Dutch speaking community has accepted the equal representation in the central government. So both of them have agreed to this thing because both have accepted the decision. Apart from the central and the state government, there is a third kind of government. This is community government, is elected by the people belonging to one language community, Dutch, French and German speaking, no matter where they live. So they started in the state government. They had not only the central government, state government, they started one third government also, that is called the community government. Very important, one more question. What is community government? In this year what is happening? People, they is elected, community government is elected by the people belonging to one language community, that is Dutch, French and German speaking, no matter where they live. Community government ಅಂತ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಿ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಯಾರಿ, ಒಬ್ಬ ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟರು ಫ್ರೆಂಚ್ ಸ್ಪೀಕಿಂಗ್, ಇನ್ನೊಬ್ಬ ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟರು ಡಚ್ ಸ್ಪೀಕಿಂಗು, ಇನ್ನೊಬ್ಬ ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಏನ್ರಿ ಜರ್ಮನ್ ಸ್ಪೀಕಿಂಗ್. ಯಾಕೆ ಗವರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು? ದಿಸ್ ಗವರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ದ ಪವರ್ ರಿಗಾರ್ಡಿಂಗ್ ಕಲ್ಚರಲ್, ಎಜುಕೇಷನ್ and language related issues. This government has the right to make the laws, to make the rules and regulations regarding the cultural, educational and language related issues. ಏನಾದರೂ ಇಶ್ಯೂ ಬಂತು, ಏನಾದರೂ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಬಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಹೂ ಈಸ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಸಾಲ್ವ್ ಇಟ್? ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಥರ್ಡ್ ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಕಮ್ಯುನಿಟಿ ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್. You might have find the Belgium model of power sharing very complicated. It indeed is very complicated even for people living in the Belgium. Yes, it is, even though it is complicated, yes, because we are seeing that there are three types of government: one central government, state government, and third one is what? It is the community government. But these arrangements have worked well so far. Yes, these arrangements have worked very good, because what happened here, it was able to solve the civil war between the major communities and the minor communities. They helped to avoid civic strife between the two major communities and a possible division of the country on the linguistic lines. Linguistic ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನ್ರಿ? ಲ್ಯಾಂಗ್ವೇಜ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಡಿವಿಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಕಂಟ್ರಿ ಆಗ್ತಿತ್ತು. 59% ಫ್ರೆಂಚ್ ಸ್ಪೀಕಿಂಗ್ ಪೀಪಲ್ ಹೂ ಆರ್ ಇನ್ ಫೆಲ್ಮಿಶ್ ರೀಜನ್ ಅವ್ರು ಒಂದು ಕಡೆ ಆಗಿಬಿಡ್ತಿದ್ರು. 40% ಡಚ್ ಸ್ಪೀಕಿಂಗ್ ಪೀಪಲ್ ವೆಲನೋನಿಯಾ ರೀಜನ್ ಅವ್ರು ಒಂದು ಕಡೆ ಆಗ್ತಿದ್ರು. ಇವ್ರದ್ದೊಂದು ಕಂಟ್ರಿ ಆಗ್ತಿತ್ತು, ಅವ್ರದ್ದೊಂದು ಕಂಟ್ರಿ ಆಗ್ತಿತ್ತು. ಬಟ್ ಈಗ ಎರಡೂ ಕೂಡಿ ಒಂದು ಕಂಟ್ರಿ ಆಯಿತು. ರೈಟ್, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್. ವಿ ಕೆನಾಟ್ ಡಿವೈಡ್ ದ ಕಂಟ್ರಿ ಆನ್ ದ ಬೇಸಿಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಲ್ಯಾಂಗ್ವೇಜ್ ಸ್ಪೀಕಿಂಗ್. When many countries of Europeans came together to form a European Union, Brussels was chosen as its headquarters. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡ್ತೀರಿ, this is the headquarters of the European Union. Very important, 1 mark question. What is the headquarters of the European Union? It is nothing but the Brussels. ಎಷ್ಟು ಚಂದ ಐತೆ ನೋಡ್ರಿ the building. European Parliament in Brussels, Belgium. You can see the picture, so nice, it is so beautiful and so big, right? And so what you can say, sophisticated this building is. Where it is? It is in the Brussels, Belgium. It is the headquarters of what? European Union. The headquarters of European Union. So you are saying that sharing of power makes us more powerful. Sounds odd, but let me think. Right, sharing of power always makes you strong. ಪವರ್ನ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಇಟ್ಟುಕೊಳ್ಳೋದಲ್ರಿ, ಒಂದು ಕಡೆ ಇಟ್ಟುಕೊಳ್ಳೋದಲ್ಲ. ಇಟ್ ಶುಡ್ ಬಿ ಶೇರ್ಡ್ ಬಿಟ್ವೀನ್ ದ ಪೀಪಲ್. ರೈಟ್, ಸೆಂಟ್ರಲ್ ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಶೇರ್ಸ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಪವರ್ ಟು ದ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್. ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಶೇರ್ಸ್ ವಿತ್ ದಿಸ್ ಪವರ್ ವಿತ್ ದ ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್ ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್. ಹೆಲ್ತ್ ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್, ಎಜುಕೇಷನ್ ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್, ಜುಡಿಷಿಯರಿ ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್, right? All these departments, police department, right? All the departments, it is sharing the power, and from that department heads, they share the power with their subordinates, right? Like that we should see the power sharing. When the power is shared, definitely the country is going to get developed in the field of health, education, as well as in the economic economic growth rate increases. I have already told you in the last year, if economic growth rate increases, what happens? The standard of living of the people increases, the income increases, and India becomes the developed country. Like that, there should not be conflicts between the religions, between the groups, because what will happen? Because of that conflicts, there will be no economic growth, because unity is strength. Right? Thank you, children. We will continue the further discussion in the next class. So next one is why power sharing is desirable. That we are going to start in the next class.